Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. And I have 1 hour. So let's make the most of it. All right, so we're doing this raid here. And let's roll for detection. Oh, a 1 is perfect. Okay, so let's look at this here. So a 1 versus 2, 4, 6, that's 7. So that puts it to 7. And then the weather for Luftwaffe 2 is patchy clouds. So that is the middle number. So it's a 1. So it puts us to 8. And then our grouping is 14 or more. So 8 and 5 is 13. Oh, it's an early warning. Okay. We're going to get a lot, but this was a big raid. So I think that's sort of what we wanted, because we got an ace grouping and major raid, and we loaded it up with all kinds of fighters. So the fact that it's an early, no problem. So let's get our cup, and let's look at what we're doing here. There's no rendezvous check, by the way, because of the major raid coordination. So we don't have to do a rendezvous check on this, so even better. So for early, 3 from 7-Eleven. So 1 goes in the cup. And because this one's green, we're just going to set him on the table, and I'll show you that in a second. And then 2-11 is going to have 2. So we're going to take the 2 full strength ones. Or no. Ooh. I think I got to check that real quick. I think we take the green first always. Yes. The green guy goes first because they want to get the experience in. So he goes first, and then the, let's see, the Spitfire would go next in the cup. So that's 2, and then 6-11. So we're going to send the green guy, and then the Spitfire for 2. And then 1-11 and 5-11 each provide 1. So 5-11 sending the green, and 1-11 is going to send a green Spitfire. Okay. So what we have is we have all of these green guys out here, and then 3 in a cup. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 8. So, okay, we don't do a rendezvous check like I said. So now we go to this thing. The target is 7-11. So let's roll a die real quick. It's a 5 and 5. Plus 1 for the sector. We're at August 17th, by the way, so we still don't do this. So that's a 6. We're going against a radar, so that's 8. It's not a deep target. Definitely not accurate. It's actually a poor. Oh, since it's poor, we got to do this. Since it's 6 or more, they are going to consider it to be major. So 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, and minus 1 makes it a 12. So a 12 is a high response. So they have 8 of them, only 3 are returning. So the 3 that return are from here. And, what's the priority for that? That's a good question. Which ones return? When selecting squadrons for the raid response pool, if a reduced squadron is eligible, it must be taken. If more than 1 is eligible, only 1 is taken. To choose 1 reduced squadron for the pool when more than 1 is available, choose from the sector listed first on the target's card. Do not place a reduced squadron in the pool. Keep the squadron outside the cup. When removing squadrons from the pool, as described by the priority chart, do not remove the reduced squadron unless it's the only one. Oh, okay, I got it wrong. So these stay no matter what. It's the it's the strong ones that go. Okay, so we said that 3 of them were going to be removed, so we're actually removing the 3 full strength guys. That is interesting. So 7-11 gets theirs back. 6-11 and 2-11. All right, so these guys are eligible, but it's poor intelligence. So now we look at this. and it's a major raid. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them all in. Okay, so they're all in and they're all reduced. I think we're going to clobber these guys, I have to be quite honest with you. Okay, so yeah, that's not good for them, but that's what we wanted to do, right? So they have much less than us, so they stay in. We're going to draw an event, and their event is escort rendezvous failure. I'm going to assume that since there was no rendezvous check, I'll be grouping in a close escort box, leave raid. I'll do the event. I don't know if I was supposed to ignore that, but I don't think there's... So these two leave, and they'll just go here. 2 ME-110s are lost. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's going to be a clobbering. This is not good for them at all. So 7 of us against 10 is this box up here at the top, A. It's like awful. And then not only that, but because we have ace 109s, this actually would have gone up another level, so somewhere up here. Look at this. They have heavy damages coming. So let's roll 2. So I want to make sure that I pulled from that group correctly. So I know I just read it, and I just want to make sure I'm not screwing this up. To choose, if more than one is eligible, only one is taken. When selecting squadrons, if a reduced squadron is eligible, it must be taken. So yeah, every one of those sectors had one, so we had to take it. So I just rolled a 2, and for us, a 2 is A and C move in, and B is disrupted. So we have a disrupted, 2 disrupted units. Everything else moves in, but I'm not even going to bother moving them in because I don't think that their fighters are going to live to see anything else. Let's just go see what theirs is. I rolled a 2. Look at this. Abort, heavy, heavy. Oh my gosh. So the A aborts. Now, when they're already reduced, an abort is light damage. So look at this. A reduced squadron that aborts is light loss full. So this is 1 point for us. And then these are all heavy. So 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 points, 9 points total for us. And this one goes on the box up here. And then those ones there, so they're just like ours, right? They'll have to pay a point just to move down, but not an experienced pilot point. These just consume, repair points. But then when they get down to here, they'll go on the board, on the red spots on the board. And then another round later, they'll finally be able to repair all the way. But yeah, that's 9 points for us. I mean, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was huge. And what's interesting is because they had the green pilots, and the green pilots are like the priority that take off, their best pilots are actually safely still there. So this might be backfiring on me. I probably needed to have this type of raid later. And then I probably should have done like another raid that was a little softer. So this was overkill. But anyways, so if we do the bomber step now, these guys actually come down and join close combat, but it's a radar net. So their values get cut in half. And all of these guys move up, but because it's a radar net, they do 0 damage. 109s can't damage a radar net. So, and the 110s are at half. So let's do all this. So here we go. Oh, we got to draw the event card. Squadron turnaround. Okay, so that means time passes, and there's nothing for them to do. There's no planes to do anything, so nothing happens. So 5, 10, 19, 20, 21, 22. I had to cut those in half. So 22 and a 6 is usually awesome, even if we're shifting left. 22 is bonkers, okay? It is patchy clouds, so it's going to make us shift one column to the left, but we weren't interfered with, so we shift 2 to the right. We had the best possible column, so we take 3 victory points for that. And the radar is heavy damage. Heavy damage is a heavy damage marker. So this thing may not even repair. This is radar net 5, and radar net 5 is right there. So this was nailed hard. We're winning this game, folks. I don't even need to keep playing. I already know we got this. But that's okay. Let's play it out. I don't think there's going to be that many rounds left. And the fact that people go all the way to Sea Lion before they determine a winner, I don't know. I mean, am I really just... Is there some rule I'm getting wrong? I'm basically breaking the game. Oh, I'm doing all this wrong. So this goes to 1,200. Oh, I know what I'm missing. I need to add the advanced rules. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing the Kid Gloves version, and I think that's what's probably making this a little easier than necessary. If I add the advanced rules, I think it will make things a little more difficult. Obviously, by doing that, it's going to make the game longer, but because the rules do have a lot of checks and logic, but and in case you're curious, take a close look at this. Everywhere you see a diamond, so it's like right here where my finger is pointing, all those diamonds, those are advanced rules. So forward airfield targets, we're ignoring those. High command requirements. Now what that is that means that Germany high command is forcing us to take certain missions even if we don't want to. So that is going to restrict our flexibility for when we do raids. And then you can see there's a hunter contact die roll under hunter interception. There's an RAF response enhancement. And then during the day, there's even a press or rest option. So you can see everywhere you see the diamonds there, that's where extra rules are being enhanced. And so a lot of it is in the daily planning. And it might, make the game harder. So anyways, that's all I was trying to say. So let's do this. This is our next one, also at the same time of the day, with a very healthy group of fighters, a whole bunch of bombers, the elite escort, and 2 channel patrol. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're doing Biggin Hill on 7-11. Go ahead and roll. Roll to 2. And the 2 is only going to add 1 radar net because 5 is out. So so that 2 plus 2 is 4. And then Patchy Clouds adds 4. So that's 8. And then our group size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 14, which adds 5. So 8 plus 5 is 13. We got another early pour situation. And they are going to assume major raid with the pour. But it is an early response. So let's see what happens here. So with the, we got to do rendezvous check. That's a 6. That only occurs if it's 15 or more. So we got lucky there. And let's move to here. So it says that 7-11 is going to bring in 3. 2-11 and 6-11 and 3-11 are bringing in 2. 2-11, 611, and 311. Okay, this is our first green guy. Everybody else has been full strength. 1 and 511 are going to do 2. 111 has a green. 511 does not. So this is actually absorbing all the strong guys. And then the 411 has another green. Okay, so this is going to be a tougher battle, and we sort of wanted that to be the case with the last one. But that's all right. We'll figure it out. And roll die. 4, 5, 6, 7. Intelligence is poor. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, it's a high response again. And there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So for 10, 4 of them are going back home. And they come out of the cup. So 1, 2, 3, and one more for 4. So these all go home. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to do this without moving the camera. The 611s all went home. And then 511. It was all 511 and 611s that went home. So we got that situation where it's really blank over here. The Southampton is 111. So the next thing we're bombing is here. So it's good that those ones way over there went home because these ones are emptying out. Okay, but we're not sure they're going to attack yet. We have 14. So we are a major raid. The squadrons they have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 or more, and they're going to invade with 6. So basically that's everybody for them. So here we go. These 3 are going on reduced. So they go on like that, and then these 3 are going to be full. This is going to be an interesting battle. I think this is going to be, like, I would have really loved to have been able to shift this one up a notch, because then I think we would have crushed them. But I think we're going to do okay, unless the event screws us. German altitude advantage. Prior to August 20th. Oh, we do get to shift up. Now that was golden. I was not expecting that. All right, very excited. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they have 4, 7, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 5 versus 16. I think on a normal day is not so bad. So for a 5, if you go down to 16, oh no, that's bad. It's a D. But then we, because we have the altitude advantage, get to bump it up to a C. That's amazeballs right there. There are still losses if we roll high, though. So let's see what we get. We got a 1. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so for a C, that's a DA blank. So D just means that they go to in-flight. The blank means they go up to escort duty. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. These 3. And then the A means they go to in-flight but reduced. Okay, that was good. And then the C, yeah, it was DA blank, and then for them it's AHA, aha. So, and then bear in mind that an abort, when they're already reduced, is a light loss. So light loss, these are both abort, which means they just get reduced and go to the in-flight. They don't get destroyed. And then B is an H, so this is a heavy loss. So that's 2 points. And then this is an abort, which becomes a light loss. And then this is just a normal abort. So 2, 3, we scored 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And right there, the victory point says 35. That's a win. The game ends immediately. Don't even play out the rest of the round. That was utter domination. I really love the choices I could make in this game. Like I said, though, I think I was able to game it well enough that I could just destroy this thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe the luck was just too much. You know, I actually had a lot of luck. I mean, the fact that I rolled a 1 sometimes, but I can think of plenty of times when I'm dropping bombs and I rolled 1s and didn't do any damage at all. But in this situation, I was actually going to get to drop 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 points of damage. And I shift 1 column to the left, but since they didn't make it there, we get to shift 2 to the right. And and this is actually 33 here, and then this makes it 34. So, you know, I roll my die. Let's just say I did that. I rolled a 5, which is amazing. So 34 is way off the chart. And I roll a 5, and that's heavy damage against the airfield. So then I roll again. That just means I just did heavy damage and nothing more. So it would have been 3 more victory points, right? And then we're doing airfield 7-11. So there's nothing there. But I was going to say we would get to take out more of their planes. So we would have gotten 3 more victory points, and then would get to do more raids. So I think, so I'm going to pull the day card that we would have gotten. 4 days would elapse. They would have gotten 9 Hurricane and 6 Spitfire points. That actually would have helped them. Our priorities would have changed. They would have gotten another reinforcement. But the thing is like right here, we get free choice. That means we get to choose to change a target. I'd have to look that up, but it just means we get more awesomeness. I mean, we crushed it. And right now, they're looking at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hurricanes points being spent and 1 Spitfire, but none of these would be available next round, tomorrow, or the next raid day. All they're going to do is move into the light loss box. And then, in fact, there would have been another Spitfire over there. And you're looking at Spitfires only at 2. They would have gotten 6 Spitfire points. And who's to say that I wasn't going to destroy the rest of these planes as the rest of the raids continued? It's hard to say, obviously, and I don't think I need to figure it out because I won. So, is it too easy? I'm afraid to answer. I think I have an opinion, but sometimes people get angry if I say, yeah, it's too easy. And then they're like, RAF is the best solitaire game ever. It might be, but I won. I think I need to add the advanced rules. End of story. So what are those advanced rules? Like, now that we know and understand the game, first thing with advanced rules would be, let's just take a look at them. So the first thing that would happen with advanced rules is night raids. This is where the Blenheims would be added, and I actually think that's pretty cool, adding the Blenheims. So you may wish to add night raid, increase the use of German bombers and add British Blenheims. So 5 squadrons go in their sectors full side up, and the replacement marker is in the 1 space of the replacement track. Okay, yeah. So during the night phase, we assign bomber groups to night raids, and then the German has a min-max chart of minimum and maximum you can put on a night raid. If cities are currently low priority and industry is currently high, you must assign between 4 and 8 to night raids inclusive. Okay, so, so basically there's a thing. And then what we do is we would add HE-111s, 88s, and 17s. 87s may not be assigned. During step 6 of daily prep, roll a die, cross-reference the result. Determine how many Blenheim squadrons are assigned to night patrol, and which sectors. Okay, so we would do that. Move squadrons to and from their sectors. And just so you know, there's a night patrol box. See those blue boxes? So you'd put night patrol Blenheims there. And squadrons that are in night patrol remain there throughout the day and may not respond to day raids. And that's, of course, the British squadrons, right? Use the next Blenheim squadron in the selection sequence, blah, blah, blah. Squadron and night patrol box is considered to be on the ground. And so if you bomb the airfield that they're sitting in, they could get damaged. And then if they do, they're no longer on night patrol. That I remember reading. And then whenever the night raid actually happens, you cross-reference the squadrons in the night patrol box with the total number of groups. And then look at the raid interception box. Roll die if it's less than or equal to the interception chance. Those Blenheim squadrons equal to the die result, they intercept a group. If the die result is greater, then no interceptions occur. And basically they're saying that the night raids really weren't very effective. So then after we resolve the night raid combat, there's a potential chance for a landing accident. So I have to be careful with how many bombers I send, but I could send some. And there's a table here. It's on the back of the bombing chart. Okay, if you flip the bombing chart open, or I'm sorry, backwards, here's your night raid bombing table. So the number of groups that are bombing, you roll a die, and the negative VPs, mind you, are good for us. That's what we're trying to do. Is so you don't actually like do it like a normal raid. You just roll a die. So if you only sent one bomber, you have to roll a perfect. I'm sorry. If you sent 16 bombers, you roll a 1, you lose a victory point. If you send anything less, a 1 is worthless. So to get to a sweet spot, you need to at least, because this 7 to 10 is probably more reasonable. You can you can gain a victory point basically by rolling a 2 or better if you're willing to send at least 7. If you send 4, then you're giving yourself a 50-50 chance. And then here you can see you can actually give industry damage points. Now, the night raid interception is, okay, number of groups raiding. So let's say we did this 7, like we said, here, we put 7, and there was 3 patrolling squadrons, they would intercept 1 of them. Now, obviously, if they intercept 1, that causes our 7 to drop to 6. So that's why maybe you want to bring 8, because then if one of yours gets intercepted, you still get this column. German min-max chart. So if it's a city, target priority versus industry target. So like right now, our industry is low and the city's medium. So we could do 4/8. So we can't even send more. So that's interesting. Then, yeah, and then this is if you're playing Lion only, how many Germans are sending. So that's the night raid. I don't think that helps or hurts us in any way. I don't think that would have changed the outcome of the game. In fact, it probably would have given us more chance for victory points. And then here we go. This is actually the advanced rules. The night raid was not considered to be advanced rules. So, forward airfields. So 6 of the target cards allow raids against forward airfields. You subtract 2 from your detection modifier, so that helps the Germans. Treat an H result as a 2. So you don't get 3 victory points, you can only get 2. And then, of course, the bomb damage only counts as a 2. That's assuming you even get an H. And then if the forward airfield target is middle wallop, it's in range of ME-109s. Okay, so that's something. Maybe get you less victory points because you can only do at most 2 damage. Maybe. Here's the high command raid requirements. So at least 2 Ju-87s must be included in bomber assignments for each day. Actually, I don't have a problem with that. I was mostly doing that already. If the target card includes 2 or more valid target cards that reward double VPs, a raid must be planned against at least 1 deep target. We haven't had any deep targets. Those, I think, don't come until after you've done 4 raid days, because then these cards over here actually get added to the game. We beat the game so quick, we were on the 3rd raid day. Here, London, if target cards include 2 or more valid target cards with London as a primary target, we don't even have any target cards with London. Those are also here. You can see the London one sitting right there. Those aren't in the game. Close escort minimum. You must assign a number of fighter groups to close escort at least half the bombers. So that's ME-110s. This requirement is applied during the raid deployment. There's no penalty for failing to meet this, but then no fighters will be available to hunt or strafe. If the depletion level is 1 or 2. So what this is saying is you have to have ME-110s assigned to at least half the bombers. So if you send 3, you need at least 1 ME-110 to go with them. And I think you'll agree with me, I was sending ME-110s anyways. So again, I don't think this makes the game harder. This one is you can turn fighters into bombers. You get to add bombs to your ME-109s. I see relatively little value in it because I always need ME-109s because I want to hunt. I don't want to bomb. So on September 1st, you can assign 2 ME-109 groups to bomb in a raid. Maybe that's helpful, but it doesn't happen until September 1st. I beat the game before September 1st. This also does not change the game. Edge of German fighter range. 109s may be assigned to hunt, strafe, or close escort raids and assignment targets just beyond their range. Elite units may participate in raids. This just helps me, so I'm not going to worry about that. Luftwaffe press or reset. Before drawing the day card in step 3, you may decide if you will press the attack or rest your forces. Then draw 2 event cards. If press is declared, use the day event card showing the fewest days elapsed. If rest is declared, use the day event card showing the most. If they are the same days, use the card that was drawn first. If you choose to press, double the victory points for the number of days elapsed, but do not add more than 3 per day when Sea Lion. Okay, so I could press, so that way I get, I can choose the least amount of days of rest, right? So I can press because I want to bomb more, right? But in doing so, Britain gets double the victory points for every day that goes by. None of this helps. Make it harder. Enhancements to squadron response. Use up to 2 squadrons may be selected for the response pool instead of 1. Reduce results from the raid response priority chart by the number of reduced squadrons in the pool. If the chart calls for you to remove 3, and there's 1 reduced squadron in the pool, you would remove only 2 squadrons, not the reduced one. They would get an ace, so that would help them. If the raid result is accurate or very early, and the ace is responded, the ace gets added in addition to the other squadrons. Okay, that might help them. I don't see by how much. It's only 1. There's only 2 aces in the game. 1 for the Spitfire, 1 for the Hurricane. That one's for the Spitfire. If the airfield's target of the raid, the squadrons would go in the cup. So that might increase the amount in the pool. Yeah, and they go outside the cup, actually. They count as part of the pool, but may not be removed from it, which is what we did when we played Lion. That makes sense. That's a smart rule. I hope you would agree with me that that barely backfired against them, although I think it happened at least once. But yes, that is a very smart thing for the AI to do. And then response to hunter sweep. We never even had a hunter sweep, so that doesn't matter. Hunter contact. If the number grouping in the block outnumber the squadrons by more than 1, Roll the die. If it's less than the difference, move a number of group unequal to the die result from the hunt box to the in-flight. These hunters were unable to make contact with the squadrons. So this is where we have more than them, and we have to roll a die. And if we roll less than the amount that's greater, they actually get removed. So that helps them. That'll help them, but only in the cases where we outnumber them, like this last situation. I still don't think it would change the outcome of the game. And that's it. So I apologize if that was a little boring to go through all that, but I just don't see how the advanced rules are going to make this game harder. I think that it's going to constrain us in some ways. So let's say it does constrain us, because I'm sure somebody's going to write in and complain and say, your shit will. Okay, I won on August 17th. So when you decide to say, hey, you're wrong, this will constrain you, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days before 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 more days until I even hit September 1st. And then Sea Lion doesn't happen until September 11th. I have a mountain of more days to win this game. And I beat this game on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 7th day. The third raid, there's only been two raid days completed. I won on the third raid day. So this game's, the challenge level needs to go up. And here's what I propose. And I'm doing this off the cuff. I haven't thought it through. But I propose that you just start the game with all the reinforcements already in the game. And I'm serious about that. Just put them all in. Fill in everything. Give him all the planes. And then they at least have more to respond with. That's the only thing I can think of. And I think that would make this a better challenge. I think the fact that, well, okay, and here's the next thing. I guess you could argue that I got really lucky with some of these draws. I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, the fact that, like, see, there it is. There's the 2 horn churches again, right? Remember I had like 3 of those in a row? Look at that. There's 2. Oh, there's another horn church. I got the 3 horn churches in a row, just like last time, right? So there's 2 211s. Here's another 611. Oh, look at that. I got a 4th horn church. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Horn church, horn church, horn church, horn church. I got 4 of them now. And then this. So I can go after the radar and then horn church in the morning and then hit 3 more in the afternoon. It's just so powerful being able to plan these and to take advantage of those situations. That's the thing. That's the thing that makes it powerful for me. And in all honesty, it's why I was able to take it down so quick. But man, oh man, I had fun doing this. Even though it was easy, I still had fun doing it. And you know what? You can argue that DVG games are easy too. Because I showed in a previous video how to win World War III, and I don't think I lost a single pilot. And then the B-17 playthrough, we did that, and I think I quit halfway through because I was just dominating the game. And then Skies Above the Reich, I can win that one every time as well. And I showed how to win in advanced mode and in regular mode, and I think I did 3 full playthroughs on here. So I guess maybe it's just, they're all easy. So I'm not trying to say that this is any worse. So the ultimate question, would I sell this? I like it. I like this game. I think it's good. I wish Enemy Action Ardennes were as simple in the rule set as this one is. But I like this game. I'm a fan of Butterfield games. I think if you guys know that I like D-Day Omaha more than I like Tarawa or Pelelu or Iwo Jima. there's just something about the way he designs games that's just so elegant and in some ways brilliant. He does things that most solitaire games never do, and I really appreciate that. But this one was 2 easy wins, Lion and Eagle. Yeah, I think it bothers me a little bit. It definitely causes my rating of this game to drop. But it doesn't mean I didn't like it, and it certainly doesn't mean I didn't have fun. Eagle was more fun than Lion, for sure. Lion was a lot more roll and look up charts to see what happens to you. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I got to get this cleaned up. I actually am hosting board games tomorrow, so I won't be able to get to another playthrough. And we're actually going to be playing some War Room this evening. That is a fantastic game, by the way. I have not been able to get the solitaire rules. That game is too difficult to do solitaire. So I'm still chewing it over, but nowhere there. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.